Today I want to talk about the importance of training with a variety of movements and especially a variety of rep ranges. So keep in mind, when you're training as an athlete, there is no one rep range that is going to be the best for you. It really just depends on the adaptation we're looking for. So maybe in the off season, you're looking to build strength. Maybe in the pre-season, you're looking to build speed. Maybe in season, you're looking to build fitness. So it's important we understand what goal we are looking for when it comes to picking rep ranges. So what you will probably notice if you've done any lifting before, if you're doing a 1 rep max, you can lift 100% of your 1 rep max, right? That's the heaviest weight you can move, and it's probably going to be very hard to do. Whereas when you talk about doing 15 reps, that might be somewhere like 30 or 40% of your 1 rep max. And then as we plot out through this curve, what we usually find is something that resembles this, all right? This kind of curve where we can do, 5 rep max, maybe around 60% of our 1 rep max, all right? So this is lifting as heavy as we can for each set of rep ranges. Now, it's important to understand what it's gonna feel like when you do these lifts, because a lot of people go to the gym and they really focus on this 10 reps, all right? And this is this real hypertrophy kind of rep range. And what happens is when you go and do lots of sets of 10 reps, you leave the gym and the next day you feel very sore, right? You get that DOMS the next day or two. Whereas when people go around this 1 to 5 rep range, you don't experience those DOMS the same. And some people kind of worry because, well, I'm not getting sore, am I not pushing hard enough, am I not training correctly? So it's important to understand probably between 8 and 15 reps, that is where you're gonna mostly feel that muscle soreness. Whereas the closer we go to a 1 rep max, you're actually gonna feel more global fatigue. You kind of feel tired, but not really sore in a particular muscle. That's because there's more of a neurological demand the closer we get to this 1 rep max. And if you've ever done a really, really heavy 1 rep max, all right, you're gonna begin to understand that what we call neural fatigue, all right? So when we're training as an athlete, we don't stick to one. In fact, we want to do all these different rep ranges all the time. Now, if we have one particular goal in mind, maybe it's the off season, maybe we spend the majority of our time around this strength hypertrophy, but that doesn't mean we can't work, a 5 rep max, all right? Then as we move into pre-season, I like to really encourage my athletes to be more explosive, all right? So they're looking more at that 2 to 5, maybe 2 to 6 rep range, right? That doesn't mean we don't do any strength or hypertrophy. That just becomes our new main focus, all right? I very rarely get my athletes working at a 1 or 2 rep max. Now, sometimes we'll build to that throughout various stages of the year, but we're not gonna spend a lot of time there because of that high neural fatigue, all right? It's very fatiguing to work at your 1 and 2 rep max for too long. Maybe we'll have a testing day, every two to 3 months where we can test that. So it's important to understand that we always want a little bit of variety when it comes to rep ranges. 3 sets of 10 isn't always the best. Sometimes you might want to do 4 sets of 4 or 3 sets of 6, all right? The more variety you have in your training, the more well-rounded as an athlete you're going to be.